Hispanic, Haitian, again, and just to hear the overwhelming support of people not supporting the initiatives of media, but really pouring out their heart and impacting our community. So,
was there any talk of changing his message? Is it stay the course? What did you hear from him about this? What he
said? The message was talking about the number one issue plaguing minority communities was education. We had a laid out plan. Is before we can get the good jobs, we got to be properly trained for it. And we all agree to Mr. Trump to continue the message of supporting the initiative to give parents the power to choose the school that their children can go to, and that's the key. Right now, children that are born in lower income areas may go to the poorest and underperforming schools, and they're forced to stay in the same cycle simply because where they live at or the color of their skin in some cases. But what Mr. Trump is saying, I am going to empower the parents to say, listen, I don't care where my child is born. I am going to make sure my child has the best opportunity to be educated at the highest performing schools, so that my child can be properly trained to qualify for the jobs that African Americans and Hispanics in this country don't get.
What's his message why he stands with Giuliani, and Giuliani is not respected in the black community?
Say that one more time.
He stands with Giuliani. Giuliani has been hated in the black community. So how do you come tell the black community something with Giuliani then?
Well, first of all, Giuliani wasn't present in the meeting that
his association.
And so that's what we're talking about right now, is the meeting that we just had. Next question.
Did Mr. Trump bring up his immigration plan, and if there are going to be any more substantial changes to it in coming weeks?
Mr. Trump, and for the several Hispanic leaders that were in the meeting, we spoke about Mr. Trump's plan of obviously we either going to have borders or we're not, but there is a softer side that Mr. Trump is echoing, because obviously he understands family is important. Family is first. And he understands that there's a process into first making sure that the laws of this country are upheld, but at the same time showing the compassion of a leader, of a world leader, for the families in the country, including the Hispanic families.
You saw that softer side.
Absolutely. I mean, again, the excitement from the Hispanic leaders and the conversations and the engagement back and forth.
I'm sorry, sir.
Of course, Dr. Carson, myself, and others who were there to continue to echo the message of Mr. Trump, unifying the country, bringing all our races together.
When will he be in the black community?
African Americans, what he can do.
Absolutely. Well, right now, to my understanding, Kelly Ann Conway released a poll that we're now polling at 8%. To my understanding, at 8% within the African American community. It was 1%, but now we're at 8%. And we got some amazing things planned for Mr. Trump as new doors are consistently opening up within the African American community, because African Americans are waking up. We're no longer being silent, because we're the voting bloc that the Democratic Party has misused. The Democratic Party knows they own the black vote, so therefore black people don't get what we want. I mean, it's a proven statistic that if in canvassing, if the voting bloc is already won, then that voting bloc is not going to get what they actually want. We are now making the Democratic Party work for the African American vote in this country.
What do you think specifically needs to be said by him right now to be able to end those people who are disillusioned with the way that he has kind of juxtaposed himself against other races?
Well, I think right now the key message that I'm echoing to Mr. Trump is the key word is compassion. The key word is compassion. Be strong on law and order, but at the same time be compassionate for the disenfranchised and those who do fail and have, in many cases, felt like they have been ostracized by the general population of America and by law enforcement simply by the color of their skin. And he 100% agreed. And there's some talks even now have Mr. Trump go and visit some of the criminal justice systems in our country.
Did you ask him to speak to the Central Park jogger kids?
Compassion is a word that we usually associate with Donald Trump.
Well, I think people who really know Donald Trump know that the key word for him is compassion. People who really know him now, how he's been portrayed in the media, absolutely not. He's only been portrayed one side. And right now, you're standing in front of me with a microphone in your hand. Is that all of you? No, there's more to you. You're showing me right now the reporter, the aggressive reporter, who asks some amazing questions. But that's not all of you. That's only the piece that you're giving me. Right now, there's a whole lot of Mr. Trump that the world has yet to see. And for those of us like myself who know him, know that he has a heart for all Americans, despite the color of his skin, and you're going to see more of that. But right now, the primary is over. He had to fight for a position. There were 16 other professional politicians that were attacking the guy on top, and he had to not be the compassion. I mean, you asked Dr. Carson, who jokingly said in the meeting today that how I would have loved to be in Mr. Trump's position, but yet right now we need a fighter. We need a warrior. We need somebody that is going to fight for America, and Donald Trump is the person to make that happen. And so, but compassion, yes, is the key.
Will he show compassion to the Central Park jogger kids?
Well, the main goal of this meeting was to continue to empower the leaders of the Republican leadership initiative of the Republican Party to empower them. They are out there knocking on doors. They are out there canvassing. These were the leaders that we met with today, and to make sure that all of us are on the same page, discussing the main issue, the major issues that are plaguing our minority communities in this country. And it was absolutely successful because now they're empowered with actual plans. They're empowered with an actual messaging, and we're all on the same page. And you're going to continue to see that echoed for the rest of this. Right now, Donald Trump is going to be the strongest Republican candidate to ever go after the African American community, unlike any Republican candidate you will ever see that has ever run for president of the United States.
Just a quick question. The Clinton campaign released a video today that seemed to show or try to tie Mr. Trump to the KKK and some white extremists. Do you have any reaction to that?
Well, I mean, that's what that's what Hillary Clinton do. I mean, instead of dealing with major issues, she wants to plague on the fears that has been plaguing the minority communities in this country.
Robert Byrd.
So instead of dealing with facts, she's dealing with feelings, emotions, and so she wants to cover up the fact that Senator Robert Byrd was her kissing buddy, who was a former grand wizard of the KKK. We don't want to talk about that. We don't want to. She wants to change the narrative and get Americans to focus on the fact that her email scandal is not going away, and that if she can control the narrative, then she can get media to focus more on the fact that these groups of the KKK are supporting Donald Trump. How in the world can you control who supports you? Can Hillary Clinton support the Black Lives Matter movement that has in the past openly supported her, but now to my understanding, they're not supporting her? To many people, Black Lives Matter, who are talking about pigs on a blanket and we want dead cops, we want them now, are borderline hate groups within themselves. The initiative of the Black Lives Matter movement, I believe, was a proper goal. We don't want black people dying in the streets. We don't want black people being killed by cops. Absolutely, we want hands up. We want the whole world to learn that. But now the message has been lost because of some of the things that Black Lives Matter or some people within the group has done. So you can't control who supports you. What we do know is Donald Trump does not want or nor any endorsement has disavowed any endorsement from any hate group that talks about the separation of races simply based off of the color of their skin. So this is Hillary Clinton, at her best. Like my wife, Hillary Clinton stating the fact that she is a liar. Americans know that. She is. Has lied to the FBI, lied to the American public. And her email scandal has proven it. We're not talking about her pay to play system. We should be discussing that. The fact that you can gain access to Hillary Clinton and the money that has been donated to the Clinton Foundation through favors. That is not the democracy. That is completely against what the Republicans and Donald Trump stands for.
Will Mr.
Pastor,
Trump
was there any talk of some of the racially insensitive things that people have charged Donald Trump with saying, talking about his African American at a rally, saying a Hispanic judge couldn't be impartial because of his ethnicity? Was there any talk about the things he said and maybe trying to not say things like that as much?
I think Mr. Trump has already addressed that when he said that there are some things that he has said in the past that may have offended people, and for that he's already backtracked and apologized for those. We've all moved on. To answer that question, when is Hillary Clinton going to release her health records? Because that's what we should be talking about. We're talking about Donald Trump. We're talking about Donald Trump. But we should be talking about. We should be talking about Hillary Clinton's health.
Pastor, what about you feel that Mr. Trump's position for the evangelical vote is better than what it could have been or would have been for the evangelical vote? Mr. Trump's position for the evangelical, do you feel satisfied with that?
Well, he has strong support in the evangelical community. I mean, he is, without a doubt, there's only but one choice for the evangelical community. It's either one that supports the expansion of religious liberties or one that wants to shut them up. The Democratic Party has made it very clear, based off of their actions, they want to remove God out of the picture. So for evangelicals, there's only one choice, and that's Donald Trump.
Pastor, sorry, I missed what you were saying before, but can you just give me a quick rundown of what exactly you spoke about inside?
Well, it was a great meeting that we discussed, the major issues that plague in the minority communities. And number one, that's education. And we need to give parents the right to choose. And that's the plan of action that we're going forward, is giving parents the right to choose their schools so that children who are born in lower income areas are not forced to go to some of the underperforming schools in this country. It's a vicious cycle that keeps you uneducated, unprepared, and therefore you don't qualify for the high-paying jobs. So that was one of the major focus. But the Hispanic votes and the Hispanic community was also there to continue to discuss, supporting Mr. Trump's initiative to remove illegals with criminal backgrounds immediately, but to also do it in a manner that he understands families first. And that was the message of compassion. It's a key word in this meeting. Compassion. And Mr. Trump, we all got it. So I'm excited moving forward.
Do you think that this is going to be able to sell his candidacy to African American voters who we all know haven't been on his side, so to speak?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Do you think that what you talked about, the talking points upstairs, will help sell his candidacy to African American voters who weren't on his side?
Mr. Trump is not trying to sell anything. I mean, he's simply just presenting the facts. The fact is, African Americans have been voting in the mass Democratic Party for over 50, 60 years, and we have very little to show for it. Yes, we have grown and progressed over time. Yes, there are more people graduating high school, but in comparison to white families and other ethnic groups, we're still at the very bottom of the totem pole. We're not where we need to be as a people. And so moving forward, Hillary Clinton is not apologetic for the effects of her policies. The Democratic Party is not apologetic for the effects of her policies, which is mass incarcerations, which is the net worth of black families is less than $5,000. These are the facts of the Democratic Party. And that's one of the things that we did discuss about the massive, again, this meeting was one of the very main facts of why you had so many African American Republican leaders in this meeting just now, was to discuss about the Republican Party being the first presidency that is going after the African American race, unlike any Republican candidate in the history of the
Well, I've been reaching out to him, Kelly Lovelace, and he's still not answering. But can I get a card to be talking?
Unfortunately, I don't have. I literally gave them all out.
Tell us your name and just give me a
Pastor Mark Burns, B-U-R-N-S.
Give me a number, sir.
864-498-6423.
I got it. Norman Graham. We're going to talk.
Thank you, Norman.
Bless you.
Can I get your name?